Hey, 8th graders, it is week 3. Ooh. Oh, whoa, that's kind of cool. Okay, anyway, it is week 3 of online learning, and a couple things to get us started. First of all, thank you so much for filling out the student feedback survey last week. That was really helpful for me to see what you guys liked, what was going well, what you didn't like. So I'm going to use that information to adapt to your learning needs. So thank you. Next, I really enjoyed your parodies. They were super creative and I had a lot of good laughs. So thank you for that. And then this week we are going to finally start our autobiographies. And now this is the moment where I can just imagine students going, oh, okay, just hang on. This writing assignment, you guys, you are so ready for this. And I have a lot of different tips and tricks, and we're going to break it up into chunks, and we're going to get through this together. So no need to worry, no need to stress out. We are going to figure it out and it will be just fine. Okay? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you what this week is going to look like, and I'll try to do my very best to go through it briefly, and then I'm going to make a second video which goes into the autobiography more in depth because there's a little bit more detail with that, and I don't want this video to get too long. Okay, so I have here our online learning document, our lesson plans. So there's a little note at the beginning here from me talking about how we're going to start our autobiographies, and there's a little note about fourth quarter grades. Next, we'll get into the learning targets. So for our learning targets this week, you're going to start with the baby photo challenge. And guys, seriously, your baby pictures are so stinking cute. So thank you for everyone who submitted a photo. I can't wait to see who knows your class the best, but more importantly, who knows your class as babies the best. So we'll see how that challenge goes. A little note about that. If you could turn in your guesses by 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, that way I can go through and check over those responses and figure out who our winner is. And then Thursday at 11 in the morning, tune into my Google Hangout, and I'm going to go ahead and reveal the answers to all of your beautiful baby faces. Vocabulary and reading for fun, that's going to stay the same. So keep working hard on Membeing and finding that free reading book. Flipgrid, you're going to have 2 this week. The Flipgrids are an extended metaphor and rotten raspberries. So you have to check out what those mean. Next, for our literature learning, things might start to get a little bit confusing in this category, so let me walk you through this. There's a couple different things. So first of all, you are going to see in Google Classroom, sorry, let me pull that up here. So in your Google Classroom, you'll see there is a topic for week 3. It will be shared with you on Monday and then slowly throughout the week. But the one you're looking for the literature learning is literature learning 6+1 writing traits. And there are 4 different documents that are posted with this. The first one you'll want to open up is the close read. So here's our close reading document, and this is just going to be like our typical close read. I want you to mark this document up. Now this is online, so it's a little bit different, but you can still underline, you can bold, you can highlight, you can make a little note off to the side. If you would rather, you can print this and do it on paper. That's fine too. But I want you to do a close read, get to know what are the 6+1 writing traits, as well as their definitions. Now, we have talked about all of these in class, so it should be a refresher for you. And then after you have gone through that, you'll open up the next document, which is the Autobiography Introduction Letter. You'll read this letter just to get acquainted with what the autobiography project will look like. Then you'll look at the autobiography rubric, and this just gives you an idea of where you would fall on the grading scale for your autobiography. Now, I know everyone's like, whoa, wait, grades. Okay, so I still want you to do your autobiography writing project because it's still a really great writing opportunity for you, and I still do plan on grading this. Now, it doesn't necessarily affect your language arts grade in the sense of like a letter grade, but it will give you feedback on how you're doing when it comes to writing. And that will be helpful information moving forward into high school just to see where you are on the writing scale. The last document is 6+1 traits. Here we go. And it's a read and respond. So after reading all three of those other documents, then I want you to basically tell me what you know. How would you describe the 6+1 writing traits, and how are the 6+1 writing traits connected to the autobiography writing project? So simply you're just going to write down what you know, what you learned in these boxes so that I can see where your thinking is. So that's what you're going to be doing for literature learning this week. I'm recording this ahead of time. And then after you've done that, you're going to jump into the wholesome writing. And this is where we're going to get into the autobiography piece. And like I said, I'm going to make a second video to go through this more in depth. So just your quick overview here. Make sure you do the literature learning first. After you have finished that, then I want you to watch a video that I said I'm going to make here, your introduction video to your autobiography. And then there's going to be a slideshow that you're going to use that's going to walk you through a lot of our autobiography stuff. Since we can't be together in the classroom, the best way I can give you this information right now is through a slideshow. So when you open this up, it's going to look something like this. And for your first task, which will be shared with you on Wednesday, you'll go through slides 1 through 7. And then after you have completed slides 1 through 7, then you will create a little flip grid here, and that just shows me your understanding of an extended metaphor. Next, you will go on to part 2, which will be shared with you on Thursday. And part 2 is going to take you through slides 8 and 9. So again, back on that slideshow, you'll go to slides 8 and slides 9. Read those, get used to or get acquainted with what's going on there. And this part here, you're going to see several different documents again, but you'll go through the slideshow first. Then you're going to open up this pre-write document. And this is our first step of the writing process. You'll pick one of these following choices. Tell me which choice you are choosing, and then you'll turn that in. And again, I will go through this more in depth in the next video. And yeah, sorry, I'm clicking on all these different tabs. And then lastly, we have grammar this week. Grammar is just a great practice for you to make sure that you know what are those capitalization, punctuation, mechanics, and usage rules. So those of you that have been doing that, you're doing great. Keep it up. And then at the end here, I have a summary, which again goes over my office hours. Keep stopping by. I love to just connect with you, whether it's just to say, hey, what's up? This is what's going on. Here, let's talk about life. If that's the case, great. If you have questions about what's going on during the week, stop in anytime. I'm there hanging out. And then there is a summary of just the key things for you to be working on if you would like to look at it in a short list. And then this is just a copy of what you should see on the Learning Hub. It's just the week mapped out step by step. So overall, that is what our week will look like. All right, so here's the deal. I want you to keep working hard and keep trying your best, because I promise you it really counts. Anything and everything that you are doing to further your education, it truly does make a difference. So keep it up. You're doing great.